Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alicia and today we are doing our debt confessions video. Oh my gosh, we're here. Every time I think about the debt that we're in for student loans, I feel so panicky, but it's about time. So let's go ahead and get right in. You guys probably hear my baby in the background. She's very talkative right now, so you guys might be hearing her, talk to you guys from afar. But let's just lay this down. This sheet that I have here is from my Design 2 June budget. I just have the debt payment sheet going on over here. And I'm just going to just lay this down. I've never done or have I? I might have in the past, but I don't believe those videos are like showing anymore. I might have privated them. I had like debt confessions videos from like years ago. I did like a few videos and then I completely disappeared off the face of the planet. But yes, so let's just get right into this. The debt that we have, I am going to be laying down the first section that we're paying currently. And what I mean by that is we're going to be focusing on my husband's student loans first, since his are less than mine. For our overall debt financial picture, it is all student loans and of course our mortgage, but we currently don't have any car payments, we don't have any credit card debt or consumer debts, any other debts like that, which is something that we're really proud of. This student loan debt we've had for the longest time, and I believe that's mainly because like they were frozen for so long and they were on pause, so I kind of just like turned away my attention from this debt. But now it's time to try to get this down and get this taken care of so we don't have to worry about it anymore. Honestly, I personally wish I never went to college. Some of you guys might know I used to be a biology major when I first went in. I maxed out on credits for the first 3 years of college, which is very stupid on my part. I wish I went in as undecided and kind of like tried a little bit of everything, didn't rush it, because I ended up completely changing 180 my major, and all of that hard work, sweat, blood, and tears, all of that money went to gen eds. Oh my gosh, let's just not talk about it. But yes, so right now our debt payment, we're going to start off with talking about my husband's student loans. We're going to just start off with the first one, and we're going to go by the names that they have in the app, and his are with Great Lakes, and I believe is no longer with Great Lakes. Actually, I think it got sold somewhere else that I don't remember what the name is. The first one is currently $1,777.17. The interest rate for this one, the interest rates are currently paused, but I still want to have the interest rates in here so I see which one should be prioritized, since we're currently aiming for the ones that have the highest interest. But this one is 3.61%. Currently there's no minimum payment, so I'm just gonna put a 0 straight down for this. Okay, I was getting my numbers from the wrong area, so I had to white out some stuff. But the next one is at $229. This one, the current amount is another $1,777.17. Same interest as well. These are both different even though they're the same exact amounts. Next is $230. This one has a balance of $3,487.40. Interest rate is 4.41%. Next is $231. Balance for this one is $4,483.35. Interest rate is 4.04. $234, we're skipping to. This one has $4,482.70. Interest rate for this one is 3.51%. Next we have $2,350. What did I just say? Next we have $235 loan number. And this one, the amount is $5,479. Interest rate 4.2%. Then we have a $237, $1,494.77. Interest rate 4.8%. Last but not least, we have $238. This one, the balance is $3,105.39. interest rate 4.8%. So there are a few that have 4.8% that we want to tackle down first. But this is what it's looking like so far for my husband's. The reason why I want to do his first is because if I start writing down both his and mine all at the given time, I'm just going to start to feel extremely overwhelmed, and I'm just going to feel like I'm not making any type of dent whatsoever. So that's the main reason why I just want to do his and then do mine's next after we can complete his. But let me put down this closing washi. And I always forget to mention the pen that I'm using. The pen that I'm using is a Muji pen. It is in 0.38. It's definitely one of my favorite thin-tipped inky pens. And I also forgot to mention the main reason why I skipped to this page is because I have the Erin Condren monthly planner, and for these sheets I have other spreads going here. So for this one is my weekly check-ins, then I have my sinking funds, and that's the primary reason why I have this back here. Alright, so I just wanted to do the lines real quick. In the thin washi, I'm going to just place right below here, just this, put this up. Since I have space, I'm just going to put this like there. I think is a good amount. And then the total paid in my little box. Where should I put this? I guess I'll just put it straight in the middle. I'll kind of try to center it so I can mark how much we paid in total. Right. Is that centered? Not really. I could have moved it more this way, but I'm just gonna leave it as is. This last washi, I guess I'll just lay this down too. I just kind of close this out. Yeah, I think that's pretty cute. I think that's pretty cute. All right, so that is it for that sheet. Now let's total everything up. So the minimum payment, we don't have a minimum, but we will be doing an additional payment. And then I'll be able to write the end balances for all of them because I want to see how much the end balances is after making the payment and also after the interest incurs. Because I just want to see how much of an impact I'm actually making from the starting amount to the end amount. So for example, if there was a credit card and credit card has a high interest, I'd want to see how much I'm paying towards it and how much the principal actually goes down. So that's why I have the end amount over here. But for the starting balance, adding all of these loans up in total, it equals to $26,087.85. So that is the total for all of them, which makes me not as sad as mine. So let's go ahead and talk about mine. But real quick before we do, I just want to show you guys what this fully looks like. So as we make our payment, I'll go ahead and add it. Most likely we'll be paying probably the bigger one or the smaller one. I don't know which one, but probably one of the ones that is 4.8%. And then we'll talk about the total balances towards the end of the month. But we'll leave that be for here, and we'll talk about this in a different month. I think going forward, since this is my debt confessions, but going forward, we'll just have one just like debt payment video in general. So we could talk about how much we paid for it. I think that would be a little bit better. But let us flip to the back real quick for our overviews of all of our debts entirely. I set this up with you guys at the beginning of the year when we did our 2023 budget spreads. So I only partially filled in a couple of these. So I'm going to fill in the rest of his real quick, and then we're going to fill in mine's together. So I'll be right back. Alright, so I went ahead and filled this all in so you guys will see all of the numbers that we have written down. The only difference is that for the overview for the year, I wanted to have like the initial amounts for what I started with at the beginning of the year, every single year. Normally, if it was like consumer debt, I would start with what I started with that debt at the beginning of the year and then what it looks like at the end of the year. But since these are student loans, and they all were taken out at a given amount, a specific amount, I just have all of those written down so I can see how much interest already incurred. Like for this one, it was like $22 already. This one went down. It looks like all of these went down. Yeah, most of these went down except for these two. It went up from the interest because these are the oldest ones. And then I have this one that started at $6,000, but then we were able to pay $3,000 and went down. But that interest alone also still incurred like over $105. But that's kind of what I have this kind of overview to recap things, because interest, maybe for some, like there's no point of wrapping your head around seeing how much in additional you paid with interest and how much you kind of accumulated as the months go by. But for me, I personally see it as like a motivator, because I don't want to keep paying interest. So when I keep seeing it kind of grow, it just makes you want to just tackle it down even more. So that's kind of what this looks like. Now let's talk about my student loans over here. And this is definitely a lot more than Dustin's, because I was also living on campus too. So the housing on campus, even with the cheapest one, it was still like $8,000 per year. So it's like, now let's talk about mine. Mine used to be with Navient, but now they sold it over to Advantage, because I guess Navient was doing some sketchy stuff. I don't even know. I didn't really read too much into it. I just know there was some stuff going on. But let's talk about mine, and we're going to talk about every single one of them. So for the first loan, we're just going to go based off the numbers. We had a starting amount of $3,500. The current amount for this did incur interest, so it's $3,577.08. Interest for this is 3.61%. Next, we have 02. This one starting is $6,000. Total is $7,414. And this, of course, you guys can see gained over $1,400 in interest, which is kind of sad. I know that my student loans is definitely a lot, and I wish it was less, but hopefully we're not here to judge. This is just my numbers I wanted to share with you guys that we're going to be trying to tackle down. Next one we have is 03. Starting is at $3,500. The balance currently incurred as well, so it's $3,511.06. Interest is 4.41. Mind you, this is also after receiving like a bunch of grants. Every single semester, I've always had like 1 or 2 grants from being on the dean's list. I also received Pell Grants too, and I also was one to receive, every now and then there was like this honors grant that I would receive. So even with all of that, I still had so much intuition. It is what it is. I feel like college is definitely so expensive, but let's just move forward. I think I'm sharing my opinions a little bit too much. So next we have one that started with $6,000. I already paid this off, and this was paid on 11/06/19. The total that I paid for this was $7,383.82. And that, again, you guys can see incurred a lot of interest. But at least that one's one that was already paid. We have 05. This one started with $4,500. $4,512.90 is what the balance is currently. 0.04% interest. Then we have 106. This one was $6,000. $7,053.67 is what we have to pay. 4.04% is the interest. Next we have 07. This one is $3,500 we have to pay. Total is $3,508.43. 3.501% is the interest. Then we have 08. Another $6,000. $6,704.17. 3.501% is the interest. Next we have a 09. $5,500. $5,516.43 we have to pay. Interest is at 4.2%. The next one is also at 4.2%, and that one is 110. 110 we have a whopping $7,000, and this one started incurring as well. 644.54. That's how much we have to pay back. Next one is 111. This one is $2,062. The amount in here is $2,069.15. 4.8% is the interest. So this is probably one of the ones we'll tackle down first. This one's number 12. Last one is $1,379. This one is at 0% as well because this one was paid. And this interest was also very high. It's at 5.05%. This was also paid the same day. And the amount is $1,471.57 that was paid in total. So we've already given around $1,500 to interest already, which is crazy. So the total that we started with is $5,409.59. This is how much we started with all of the debts combined for student loans for me. Currently, all the amounts that we still owe combined is $51,511.44, and this is how much we still owe. So even though we paid quite a bit, we paid $7,397, because of interest and everything, it only took down our principal by like $3,500. So like interest definitely kills a lot, quite the bit, but that is what mine looks like. So in total, let's add up how much we owe combined. So 5,151 1.44 plus 26087.85 equals the total of $77,599.29 that we still have to pay. So $77,600 is what we still basically owe, and this is all for student loans, which is so sad. But we'll get through it. We'll make it step by step while still trying to achieve our other financial goals. But that is my debt confessions, and that is it in a nutshell. Our only other debt that we have is our mortgage, and our mortgage, after we finally get rid of our student loans, we will start tackling that. I don't know how in depth we will go for that, since it is definitely a different story. I don't want to think about it too much, but whenever time comes, we'll definitely figure out a spread to make sure we're on par and keeping track of our mortgage so we can pay that down as well. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and our sad debt that we're in for student loans. And hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!